handed me my coffee before reaching for a bag. "Hey, Monroe, I heard you're going to bring a hip perspective to the paper with your column. I can't wait to read it." Monroe had been a shrewd negotiator, and she and Ford had gone back and forth for hours before they'd finally come to an agreement. Ford, my oldest brother, was the president of Montgomery Media, and I managed the newsroom, oversaw new hires, and handled all the PR responsibilities for both Montgomery Media and Montgomery Wines, our winery in Napa Valley. Our middle brother, Harrison, was the president of Montgomery Wines, so we all had our roles in the family business. Monroe would write a bi-monthly column for us, drawing in the younger crowd about trendy or current events, as long as we'd agreed to let her have an anonymous political column as well. Apparently that's what she was passionate about. It was a big undertaking, but this girl clearly didn't back down from challenges. "Yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to lie. I think half the reason I agreed to come to work at Montgomery Media is because Deliciously Yours is downstairs." She reached for the muffin and winked at Harley. The girl was nice to everyone, with the exception of me. "Not because you wanted to have a cool boss?" I teased. "Definitely not," she hissed, and Harley covered her mouth with her hand when she laughed. "Thanks for the muffin, Harley. I'll see you later." Monroe smiled at my sister-in-law before walking past me without so much as a side glance, before heading out the door. "Oh my, she really does despise you," Harley said with a chuckle. "I don't know what the hell her problem is. I'm a likable guy," I said, crossing my arms over my chest. "Go put your feet up, girl. You're working too hard. I'll be back later." I made my way to the elevators and stopped the door just before it closed. Monroe had a mouthful of muffin, and her cheeks flamed pink when I stepped inside. "Hey, no shame in trying to wolf down some pastries in the elevator. Next time, just make sure the door isn't about to close on someone." She finished chewing and glared at me. "It's not the job of the person in the elevator to check to see if anyone's coming. You should have called out for me to hold the door." "I disagree. I wasn't asking your opinion." I narrowed my gaze. "How about you tell me why you're so hostile? We have to work together, so you need to drop the attitude." "Oh, so anyone who doesn't agree with your elevator etiquette has an attitude?" She chuckled and stepped off. "No, this has nothing to do with etiquette and everything to do with your attitude." I followed her into her office and shut the door. She sat down behind her desk, and I dropped in the chair across from her. "You know, you may have just helped me choose the first topic for my column." "Let me guess. How to treat your boss with disrespect?" She rolled her eyes. "Are you always such a narcissist?" "Probably. I mean, look at me." I chuckled and raised a brow in challenge. "So, what's the topic?" "Social etiquettes. From the workplace, to the elevator, to small talk, to the dating world. I mean, we face these challenges daily, right? What's politically correct these days? Do I hold the door for a guy I don't really care for, or let him wait for the next one?" She paused and smirked before continuing. "Or what if a guy asks you out and you aren't interested? You've got two choices. A, you ignore him, and you're labeled a tease, or B, you tell him you aren't interested, and you're labeled a bitch. What about C?" "There is no C." "Well, what if you like him?" She shrugged. "Okay, there's a C. Say you actually like him. If you tell him you like him, you're a stalker. So you keep it to yourself, and then he sleeps around because he didn't know you wanted to be exclusive, and then you hate him. Yes, there's a lot to run with here. I mean, there's also a ton going on in the political arena, which is slightly more riveting. But I agreed to do this, and you just helped me get there. So, thank you, Montgomery. You've been a huge help." "Why do I feel like that's a backhanded compliment?" I asked. "Because it is." She chuckled. "You're a bit slicker than I expected." "I'm full of surprises." "I'm sure you are. But not everyone loves surprises, so—" Her gaze moved to the door. Seriously? She was kicking me out of her office?